Hello friends, how are you doing today? So in this video we are going to talk about the mean application. So mean basically means you are going to make an application by using MongoDB, Express, Angular and Node.js. So I will be creating one application where we are going to use all these tools available, and I will be creating an Ionic project here. So let us start doing it. First of all, I want to create a database, and for this exercise I will be just taking simple database and not many records, and then we'll keep on doing the programming related to Node.js and then later on with Ionic project. So let us start doing it. So I'm going to connect to my MongoDB, and you can see we have some databases here. Let me create another database for this exercise. So add here, and I'm giving it a name as say pi. This is the name of my academy, and then say we have a collection here. Let it be say admission. Okay, and we are going to create a database. So let us create it. So our database is ready here. You can see we have database pi, and then we have this admission here. So let us add some data. So I'm going to just inserting one record here, not many, just single record. And then I'm going to write here name. That means the name of student. So take some name here, and then the course, and say the course is math. Okay, and say insert this. So the record is ready. Now we are not doing much with the database, students, and if you just want to check how we can create database and how we can make Node.js application, you can view my previous videos on it. So let us move forward, and the first thing we are going to do is we need the string connection. So we will go to this connection that we have here and click on these three dots and search for connection string here. You can see, so just copy this connection string because we need it later. So just click on it, and just remember the name of your database and the name of the collection that you have created. So it's all lowercase pi and admission. So let us start working with the Node.js now. So let us make a directory here. So I'm going to give it name as mean. Let's say the directory is already there, so let me make say mean2, and then we'll navigate to this mean2, and inside this we are going to make a directory which is handling our Node.js. So I'm going to make directory, I'm giving it name data, and then we are navigating to that part data, and inside this we are going to initialize our Node.js application. So let us start doing it. So it has initiated our project, and then we want to install some third-party modules before we move forward. So I'm going to say install. I need here MongoDB, and I'm looking for this version because sometimes the other versions they don't work. So I found it more handy, and then we'll express. Then we note course. Course means cross origin resource sharing, and then monitor. And do we need something else? I don't think so. So let us do it now, and if you need something later we can come back. So let us install them. So once we install this, now we are going to move to the code of Node.js, and you can see whatever you have installed. So all the dependencies you can see here. These are the one we installed right now. Okay, so let us build the JS file here and then use those modules. So express require express, and then we have constant and Mongo. We'll say require and we say it Mongo DB dot we need Mongo client, and then we need say course. So just require course, and then const we need say multup. It is for getting some input from the form, so when we need it we can use it here. So say multup, and now we are going to use const say string, and that's the string we have there. So the name of our database followed by the name of the collection, and then const I want to have the name of database also there, so write here pi, and then we'll make an app of express, and then let us take a variable database and app dot use, so use course, and then after that we are going to start with the work. So first of all let us make a connection. So app dot listen, writing as 3000, but you can always have a different port, or you can also get a port from the environment. So we are going to look for Mongo, and we say connect, and connection for we need a string, and then we have two possibilities: either there is no connection if our string is not right, or some connection will be done. So if the connection is done, I want to update my DB's value to client.db and inside this database, and then we can just have some message, say MongoDB connection is successful. So let first of all, we have only up to this point. We just want to make sure that the connection is done. So I want to run this application. So start the terminal, and it says that MongoDB connection is successful. That means our connection is good. And I'm using here NodeMon so that I don't have to refresh the start of this application once I'm making any changes to it. So come back now and try to get the values. I will write here app dot get, and then we'll say request and response. So we want to say dbs dot collection name is admission dot find all the records and convert them to array. And again, there are possibilities: either you can have some error or you can have some data. So let us focus on the data part first. So we are going to return whatever data we are getting, response.json, and we just return that data here. Okay, so let us see if it works fine. So I will check that localhost, and you can see it is showing me the data. That means I'm able to get the data, and the get connection is working good. Now we just have to create some functions here for say insertion of data, and let we have two functions for insertion and for deletion. So this is for showing data. So what I'm going to do now, it is this one is you write here pi and then admission, and then we're going to say show data. Okay, there is a reason, I will tell you later on why we need it here, so just write it. So this is our path, relative path for showing the data, and then the next one is for, say we want to insert some data, so we'll say p dot post, and then we say again pi and admission, and then say add data or add record. Let me write record instead of show data. Let me write show record. Want to keep it uniform. Show add record, and then we are going to have here molter and then none. That means the data we are getting is just a simple string, and then again we have request and response. So under this we are going to add database dot collection, again admission, and we are going to say insert one, and we are going to insert, let me check what we have there. So it's name and course. So we are going to say name as request dot body dot name, and course as request dot body dot course. Now these inputs, they will come from the form, so we'll talk about those later, and I want to make sure we are doing it right. Yes, and once we are done with this part, means insertion, we want to send some message back. One record has been added. Okay, so looks fine. In the same way we also have to do for delete, so I'm just going to copy this and bring it down here, and then write instead of post you write now delete, and then we are going to say delete record. Okay, and then we don't need any multi here because this is for deletion. So we are going to say look for this, and we say now insert one, we say delete one, and see we are deleting on the basis of name. So I again only need one field, but you can have two also, okay, if you want to, but I'm going to keep only one. So say delete it on the basis of this, and also if you want to have the get data, you can also have their say query. Let me do that also, and later on we say one record has been deleted. Okay, so I think this part looks fine to me, and you can always check if everything good. So you can go to your node and say it's showing that your Mongo connection is still successful, so no issue at all. Now we keep this server running, students, so make sure you don't close it. Okay, and then you go back to CMD and you start building your Ionic project. So we'll say Ionic, and we say start and say my app, and we want to make it a blank application, so do like this. You are using Angular ng module. This will take a little time, okay, so you need to be patient, and also this our exercise will be a little longer, so because it's covering all the part. So let us wait, and then we'll start with the project. Okay, I think we are almost there now. So don't want to create any account, so no. Okay, so let's say the application is ready. Now what we are going to do here, I think we are good right now. I don't think so we have to create anything. Just we want to go to my app, and then we can look for the code. So open that, and you can see that code is here, and we'll come back and we'll start this application with the Ionic. Okay, so we want to launch our project. It should launch automatically. Okay, so this is what it shows you the output. So looks fine, and let us go back to the code part of this. So this whole tutorial is for those students who are comfortable with the Ionic programming. Okay, so if you're not sure about, you want to explore about Ionic project, how to build them. So go to source here, look into apps, and let's start making some changes. So I will go to first app.module.ts, and then in the list of providers, we have this list of providers here. I want to add here HTTP. Sorry, it will be provide HTTP client. So let's add that here. And you can see as soon as you add it here, it should automatically be imported in your list. So you can see that it's here. So this is what we have to done to this app module, because we want to use some HTTP client here. Now we'll go to our main module, that's home. So first of all, what I will do, I will go to homepage.html file, and I want to remove all the output that it shows right now. Just remove this all, and then check your output. It should be blank screen, so that part is good. And also if you want to give it some name, so I'm going to give it name, the title as say me, and you say what, MongoDB, Express, Angular, and NodeJS app. Okay, so again you can check it, you should get that here. Okay, looks fine. So now let us go back to home.page.ts file, because this is what we have to do here, a lot of the stuff. So we are getting some information from the database, and I'm going to take that variable as info, and I will say info, it can be of any type, because I'm not sure what kind of information I'm getting. And inside this constructor, I want to take private HTTP client. So HTTP equal to, I will say HTTP client. Okay, so this is good. And now also inside this component, I want to include on init. Okay, and then we are going to first write a function. Let us say the function for show data. So one more thing, students, we have to take here is API URL. So you can say some API URL that should be equal to what. So look into this API here, copy it from here, and then bring it to this location, and after that you write file, then you write admission. Okay, and now you see that whatever you're writing here, that will be mapped with this information that we have here, this one. Okay, so you know now this is show record for showing information, so we have to use that. if we want to see the record. So we have this here. I'm going to create a function, say show record. So what I will do this dot http dot get, and then we are calling that API URL, and we are going to say plus show record. And you can see again, I will show you. So you know that it complete that string. So up to admission, you already have it on the top, and then show record is here. They should match, okay? So show record up to admission, we have it here. Okay, and then we say subscribe. And when you subscribe, it will return some data. And we are going to say now this dot info equal to data. Whatever data we are getting, we are supplying it to info. And once we get this info, we want to go to HTML page, and then we want to print that information here. So again, right now I'm going to make it pretty simple. So just writing say UL, and inside this say we have some li, and then we say ng4 equal to, and then let, and we say item of info, and then we are going to write here what we have there in the database. So we have name and we have course. So we write here name as, so we say item dot name, and you can write course as item dot course. Okay, so I just want to keep only up to this point, and then we'll go back to this homepage.ts, and then we are going to write a function ng on init. That means as soon as your application is initialized, what you want this application to do. So I'm going to say that as soon as the application is loaded, it should call the function show record. Okay, so now if you go back to your application, you should get the information here. So I'm going to refresh it. I don't see anything here right now. So let me check if I'm missing something. Subscribe data in this info, and we have that item.name and item.course. I also want to check if everything is good here. I think it looks fine, but property show. Okay, so let us stop it and try one more time. Okay, so it's not showing me the information, and then I want to get some feedback what's going on here. So you can always inspect, you can always inspect it, and it gives you something here. So look into, it is saying the Angular is running in development mode and there is some HTTP error response. Okay, so you can look into this. It is finding some HTTP issue here. So response is saying that it's not found. So let me check now what's the problem there. So info is good, item.name and item.course, and we'll see that here. This one, then we have pi, then we have admission. I just want to make sure that the name which I'm taking here, they match. So I just want to copy this whole part, and then I want to paste that here. Oh, I think in the show record, no, yeah, we have it, API URL. So if I just write it here, So again I will take it from here and then I will write it here. Okay, subscribe, and then we say show.records and check it here. I think there was some issue, and now you can see you're getting that name and course here. So looks fine. So let us go back now, and I will go to the Ionic project here. So this one I'm just going to have little separation, so you can just have some separation here. Okay, so and after this you can also have some ion button, and we are going to say color as danger, and then we say delete. So let us see if it works. So yeah, you can see the delete button is there, so it looks fine, and I can keep it inside the li so that it's aligned properly. So I'm going to take it here. Okay, and whenever I click on it, so I say click, what it should do now, it should say delete record, and which record it should delete corresponding to item dot name that you have supplied. Okay, because we don't have any function in our TS file yet, so I'm just going to create this function here. So I will create that function here, and I will write here, and I will say name, and it can be any type. Similarly, when we have to write some add record, again I'm going to write that add record. Okay, so I'm going to write that function here, add record. We'll complete this function later. So add record and delete record. So we have this delete record here, and on the top of this we are going to have some form, and we are going to have some inputs here. So we're going to say input, type is text, id is giving name, and placeholder is enter name, and then we'll say second one is input, type is text. I think I missed something, so let me go back. Input, type is text. Now id is say course, and placeholder is enter course, and then we are going to say here input, and type is say we can write here button, and then value we can write that, or we can even write you can just have a button here, button, and we say when someone click on it, it should take to add record, and we say add record, close this button, and also we can write here click is done, we can write here expand as a full, and color we are going to keep it as primary. Okay, so we have this interface, and for deleting record also we have written something here. So let us go back to this function add record. So I will go to this function add record now, and what I'm going to do, first we have to grab the inputs. So I'm going to say let name equal to, and you're going to write here HTML input element, and we write here document dot get element by id, and the id is name, and then get its value. In the same way, you want to get the course also, so just bring that here and write course, and then get element by course, then again its value, and then we can create an object of forum data. So just forum data equal to new, and we say forum data, and then we are going to say forum data dot append with the name. What value should go here? Its name. And same way forum data dot append, and then we say here course, and the value we are supplying is again course. Okay, and then we have to start with http this dot http dot post, and then we are going to say here API URL, and I think it was plus add record, and the value we are supplying is forum data, and then we say subscribe, and inside again we are getting some data back from there. Okay, so you can just have say alert and whatever data you're getting. Okay, so I'm gonna try this and then we'll move forward. So let us refresh it. So it's saying now add record here. So I'm entering some name, let me Mary, and course is English, and then add record. It's a one record has been added. Check it. Okay, the only thing we did not do, we did not update the data. So what we have to do after that, we have to say this dot, and we say show records, so that you could see the updated records as well. Okay, and meanwhile I can check that here where is ion. Let me write ion button, and then we are going to write here ion button. Okay, again go back. So looks fine now. So, and you can see that record is here. We want to add some more names, so let me Jessica, and say Jessica is doing chemistry, and say add record. Say record is added, and you can see the record is here. So we are able to add these records. Okay, now let us see the last part about deletion. So let us see how we can do that. So again I will go to this file deletion. We are saying that we are going to delete the record on the basis of the item we have there, and that item is here. So what we are going to do now, this dot http dot and delete, and then we are going to say again API URL, and then we'll say here plus, and then I think it was delete record. Make sure it should match with the name students we have given here. So let us see that. Where is that? This is delete record. It's a match with that. Okay, so delete record, and I will go to this form here, and after that we are having, because we are supplying the queries, so we say name equal to, and the name equal to what? It is the name that we have supplied dot, then we say subscribe, again getting some data, and then again we can have some alert from getting the data, and then same thing, this dot show us the updated records. Okay, so seems like this application is complete now. So let us start seeing how it works. So these are the records that I showed you right now. Say I want to add some record here, say let it be Henry, and Henry say he want to learn computer, and say add record. So let's say the record has been added. Now say I want to delete John, so I will say delete math. So let's say one record has been deleted. Hit OK. You see it is gone. You don't see it anymore. Okay. And then you wanna add say something more here. Let it be Michael. And then you can say it's you want to learn say Angular. Add record, and the record is here. Now you want to delete say Henry. So delete on it. Let's say one record has been deleted. You go back. The record has gone. And also if you want to check your database here, so what I'm going to do, start your MongoDB compass again, and it should show you the latest values we have in the database, whatever we have there. So where is database is here pi. Click on admission, so you can see we have these 3 records there, and those 3 records are here as well. Now if I add something more, let it say okay, and say we are learning MongoDB. So say add record. The record has been added. Sometimes it takes little time here to refresh the system. So sometime when you see it here, go back to it. You see it is reached here, but sometimes it takes little time also. So all this is the complete mean application. Though I did not pay attention to the styling of output that we have there. It's more about understanding the concept. For example, you can see you have some stuff here. If you don't want it, what you can do, go to your go to homepage.css, and I'm just putting at a random place. I say whenever I say list item, I don't want any list style, so say list style as none. Okay, so if you go back now, you should not see the list style anymore here. Okay, so hope you enjoy this video. I wish you all luck. Thank you very much.